Happy Friday, everyone. It is a very special Friday. Well, every Friday is special. This is in the weekly calendar. Each day represents a planet, and Friday represents Viernes, Freya, or Venus, the goddess of love, of abundance, of prosperity, and celebration of the beauty of creation. But this is a very special Friday because it's Friday the 13th. And 13 is for those initiated into the truth of the sacred cycles and numerology that construct the form of time, which is also a bit illusory, but clocked by patterns of lunar and solar cycles. 13 is the number of the goddess. This is the number of the moon. There's 13 moons in a solar year, 13 lunar cycles in a solar year. And of course, the moon is in direct relationship to cycles of conception. A woman's cycle clocked in its natural rhythm is a 28-day cycle. And this is the cycle of fertility. And so 13 is a direct relationship with the divine goddess energy, the goddess of creation, the relationship of the moon and Gaia, the relationship of the moon and the waters of the earth, the tides, the pull, the ovulation and menstruation cycle of a woman in her fertility zone of life. Okay, so Friday the 13th, pretty special. You know, there's all this kind of, what's the word, like taboo or kind of like omen energy around Friday the 13th, like spooky, you know? And it's not at all. It's actually a time of like deep connection and reverence for the planet and the moon's relationship. And of course, we are biologically the planet, and our direct relationship with the moon, the goddess. Energy is very alive on this day. Not only is it Friday the 13th, but we're also in a new moon energy. The new moon is in Cancer, and the sun is in Cancer. So Cancer is also ruled by the moon. So we've got all this really deep feminine energy rising up and embracing us and humanity all over the globe in this time. And quite a celebration of humanity right now with the rescue of the boys in the cave and the coach in the cave and the team of 1,000 people that came to support that mission. And it really exemplifies the humanity, the real care that we have for one another. When we put our mind on a unified mission, we do want to help each other, and it is our human nature to care and to be loving towards one another. And this feminine energy is alive in the masculine, in the like gender of male and the gender of female, and the gender of trans and whatever in between those specific gender identities. I know there's like a lot of variance in that. But the feminine energy is alive in all of us. It's intrinsic to just as the masculine is, okay? Right now we're really feeling a lot of this feminine energy. And not only is it a new moon today, but it's a partial solar eclipse, okay? So we are in eclipse season. Eclipse season happens every 6 months, I believe. I'm not an astrologist. I just entertain with it. And, maybe as my life goes on, I'll feel more confident to, go through, call myself an astrologer after going through more deep study. However, I like to present these natural cycles that are happening and what we're working with here. So we are in eclipse season, and right now, today, July, actually, for people on Eastern Standard Time, which is the time zone I'm in, the eclipse happened somewhere last night, July 12th, around 10:47 p.m., I think. And so that would have been 7, like quarter till 8 on the Pacific coast, continental U.S. So it's hitting, places in different times, obviously based on where you're positioned. But these eclipses affect the whole Earth simultaneously. So we're all in this experience no matter what time zone you're in. So the partial solar eclipse, July 12th, 13th, that's yesterday, today. We're in the orb of the energy. Then we have a total lunar eclipse on July 27th, and then another partial solar eclipse, August 11th. So we are in eclipse season, and eclipsy 4 weeks here. And, these eclipses, particular this one. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about the opposition. On the direct opposite end of the zodiac, we are in an opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto is the deep, subconscious, karmic depth of energy that is often playing in the background that we're not even aware of. And this eclipse, what eclipses do is it brings, but especially particularly with this Pluto energy involved, it brings the subconscious energy into the front, right? There's a blackening out of the sun. It's a partial, so it's not as strong as like what we experienced last August, right? But the energies, I was feeling the energy strong yesterday. It's this taking away of the light and the experience of the darkness. The subconscious is able to be seen. And then the light returns as the darkness fades. And this is a real opportunity window with these eclipses, this one in particular, to release karmic patterns that are not serving the feminine, goddess, cyclical movement of time. And this can show up in so many different ways, but any form of abuse, any form of self-abuse, any form of harm, any form of pollution, any form of violence, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and it can be very subtle, right? Any kind of action that's not in thought, word, action, that's not in this reverent love of life as the beloved is coming up for examination and is eclipsing. It has the opportunity for eclipsing, going through this alchemical transformation process to be released, and as the light returns, welcoming in that transfigured, transmuted, higher vibration experience of self and of the self, the I and the I, the I and I, the ego in alignment with the divine, and channeling that and living through the illumination of your life internally, physically, and externally as this relationship with life as the beloved. And this is a very, the Cancer energy, it's emotional. And when I mean emotional, I don't just mean like crying tears emotion. Emotion is heat, it's warmth, it's tender, it's care, it's loving in the as the water loves the sand, and the sea loves itself, and all of its creatures. It's this like wrapping and intrinsic internal external continuity of just being enveloped inside out with this tender, loving, caring plasma energy. And this is the teachings of Cancer. Cancer, can be, there's passion there too for the realm of the mother, right? And how fiercely and loving her protective energy is. There's also, the metaphor for the Cancer as the crab, so it's this crab that will dig and create a home and burrow itself in, right? And then just for the sea to, wash the hole away, and it goes back. But it does have this like hard shell, right? So there is kind of this like protective energy. It's very soft on the inside, very sweet, but there is like a protection of the domain of that kind of like goddess, feminine mother energy. And we all have that in us. I'm not talking to the women in the audience. I'm talking to all of us as equal beings. This is the work, is the calibration of each of us as divine whole beings, and being the alpha, the omega, being the masculine, the feminine, really through the breath, synergizing the realm of wholeness. It's the Ida and the Pingala, the currents of energy that flow through the Sushumna, the central pranic tube, in the chakra system. These are all mystery tools, right? And this is the mystery school. These are the secrets that are being unlocked and available to us to do this calibration. And really, it is about the process of discovery, of wholeness, of oneness, and it is all accessed through the breath. It's accessed through the heart, right? And the heart is accessed through the breath. So it's really about syncing, synergizing, and loving inside out, and really releasing the. And it's like, how many times do we have to release a thing for it to really be gone? Like again and again and again, right? These eclipses are like such wonderful opportunities to witness, identify, and release the density that's no longer serving, right? And a lot of times these are thoughts. Sometimes they're emotions, sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's people, sometimes it's places, things. So, light work, meaning the work that accesses the light body, amplifies the light body, It's not always light work, meaning heavy work, light work. It can be to really see and experience the heaviness. Oof, it's real. Or maybe it's not, but it feels. Sometimes it feels like heavy metal, you know? So I was feeling this week, I mean, finally the eclipse happened, feeling lighter, like I can even do this video. Shoo, it was heavy. Just felt like this kind of metallic overlay. You know, sometimes it feels heavy. And there's resistance. And there's fear. It's like, okay, well, there is. It is. And we don't have to rush the process. We always, you know, there's always movement coming out. It's just like we just have to presence what is and really invite ourselves to the fullness of the experience and seed the intentions. A new moon is all about seeding, sowing seeds, seeding intentions for the new cycle, the new lunar cycle. So set your intentions, place those intentions, write them down, put them on your altar, put a crystal over them or bury it in crystals, and then open it up on the full moon and see what resonates, what needs refinement. And I wish us all a wonderful 2-week journey until the full moon in, I think it's going to be Capricorn. But no, we just had full moon in Capricorn. So maybe it's going to be full moon Aquarius. We'll see. I don't even know. Okay, stay tuned. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next couple weeks. Take care.